Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, I wanted to talk about gold and how it ties into the banks all around the world and what's really going on, and some historical perspective on what's been going on with central banks and gold. And of course, this always ties to crypto. It all matters back to crypto because it's all going to be tied together. Bitcoin is digital gold. So let me share my screen and start talking to you about this because it's a big story. And I first found this on Zero Hedge. So central banks are starting to buy more gold, and I highlighted a few different portions here. Great picture of all the gold bars. I guess this would be Fort Knox, maybe a long time ago, probably. That looks like an older photo. So let's see, a couple of the noteworthy things here. The total central bank gold holdings are now at the highest level since 1974. Let me say that again. Central banks now have as much gold as they've ever had since 1974. Do you know what happened 3 years prior to that? The U.S. went off the gold standard. So when central banks all across the globe wanted to get their gold back from the United States, and then the U.S. basically said, no, we're going off the gold standard, it took them almost 50 years to get back to the levels where they were originally at. And now they've finally made it a priority and are doing so. Let's get back to the story. But those are the kind of things you need to read into this. The Central Bank of the UAE was the largest gold buyer in October. It added just over 9 tons to its gold reserves. So far this year, the UAE has increased its reserves by 18 tons. That, for those of you who are doing the quick math along with me, the last month, October, that they tracked was equivalent to the 9 months prior. So from January, September, they added 9 tons. In the UAE. In October, they added 9 more. Think about the acceleration of that right now. They went to 100% of the previous 3 quarters in 1 month. Okay, now in the green. Turkey also bought roughly 9 tons of gold in October. The Central Bank of Turkey, I like the spelling, has been the biggest purchaser of gold in 2022, adding 103 tons to its reserves so far. Now, let me drop out of here, and I'm going to try to search for this while I'm talking about it. But for those of you who don't remember, I know I talked about Turkey and inflation previously on this channel. Good luck finding that video right now, but I'm looking to see what Turkey's inflation rate right now. I know they were one of the highest. Okay, here we go. So back to sharing my screen. As I was able to look, they are at 85.5% in October. So something is not lining up here between Turkey buying all this gold, and now they're having some of the highest inflation rate. I think they're doing something. They're doing very interesting policy in Turkey. I'm going to say this. I said this about almost a year ago. Watch Rio, and now you see what happened with Brazil and the BRICS. I was pretty much dead on that one. I'm going to say this. Watch Turkey. Something's going on in Turkey. I don't quite follow it yet. I might start digging into it more. If you have articles, you have information, something to help me build my opinion, please, by all means, send me that information. Patreon is the best. That's where I get most stuff. You could try email too, or Telegram, or post it in a comment. Hey, post it in a comment. I think you can post a link in a comment. I have no idea. I think you can. If not, let me know. You can always go to my Patreon channel and post it there, or in my Telegram. But in any event, if you've got good context as why Turkey could be the answer as to what's really going on, because Turkey was doing some wacky stuff. They were offering I think they were offering 40% on their fiat last year, or tying it to the dollar if you bought a bond, and then they gave up on that, and the inflation went nuts. But if the inflation's so crazy, how are they getting all this? How are they getting all the money to buy gold? What are they selling for gold? I'm curious, like, how are they able to buy that much gold with a country under that much issues of inflation? Or is the government just printing and buying like the other country? I don't know. I'm interested to hear about that more. I have to dig into that. All right, that was my curiosity. But back into this. So there's a lot of countries that are out there, and they said India didn't buy any, which was interesting. And they're the 9th largest gold holding country in the world. Of course, this is a link. Had to open it. So here's the top 10 countries and more. The link is in that article. You can just go to Zero Hedge and find that. United States, number 1. This is according to the World Gold Council. I don't know when, but August of 2022. So here are the top 20. US by more than double, allegedly, of Germany. Italy, France, Russia, China, all about the same ballpark, reportedly. China, as mentioned in this article, China quite often, they're not good at reporting for all, because they don't want to report it. They'd rather the world not know how much gold that they have. And honestly, why would you, right? If you're out there, that's like somebody telling you. We tell you this all the time. Don't tell anybody how much crypto you have. Right? I see it on chat boards. I see it in like live streams and live chats. Like, yeah, I just got 500 of these or 300 of those. Why would you do that? Why would you walk around town like, yeah, I just got 300 ounces of silver. It's in my trunk. You want it? Like, you're going to get robbed. You don't want to let anybody know. And if you think it's a small amount now, wait. But you don't want anybody to know you get a whole Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin winds up being $1 million, you think you're a target at that point? I think you are. So we're working on those solutions too. Believe me, Patrick and I are working on that. And I'll share the news on another video. But I wanted to get this video out there, finish out this story. And what does it all mean, right? What does it all mean to have these countries? You have, there's Turkey at 11. They moved up a little bit. India's 9. Turkey's buying a lot. Where's the UAE? UAE is not even on the list. Yeah, so there's a lot of banks buying gold right now, and I didn't add it up. It's probably like 30,000 tons, maybe more, of gold, according to that. But let me drop out of here and have one last conversation with you guys and give you a round out what I'm seeing through this. Central banks want gold. Why? They don't trust the paper anymore. It's as simple as this. Just like I'm not a fan of these anymore, I'd much rather have some of this. Banks are doing the same thing. They don't want these anymore. They want gold, silver, precious metals, because when you don't have faith in the system, you don't have faith in the alleged economy or the financial system, however it's going right now, and that it's going to do well in the near term, you retreat and you create, as Lin Zhang likes to say it, you make, let's see, how does she say? Wealth shields are made out of metal. I think that's, I might be paraphrasing, but it's similar. So silver and gold are how you have that protection. And their pseudo armor is made out of metal. It's not, when a country invades another country, and historically speaking, they don't care about their paper. They don't care about that at all. They want their real property, their real assets, gold, silver, precious collectibles, real estate, food, land, everything. So, I mean, it's never the paper. The paper, they don't care. They don't keep, they may even burn like everything. Who knows? But banks are back on track, Jeff, back on track. The central banks around the world are collecting gold because they don't have any faith in the paper, in the dollar-backed petrodollar system. It's as simple as that. Simple answer is often the right one. They don't want these pieces of paper. They don't want these Federal Reserve notes. They don't trust the Fed. They want the Fed to be ending, and it may be ending already. They see where the deals are happening for oil outside of the dollar already. So as the dollar is used less and less, they want things that are be able to be converted for some other currency later on down the line. But until that exists, or until that's widely adopted, hint, hint, digital gold, Bitcoin, until you change that gold into digital gold and everybody accepts that, you want to stack the real stuff and then use the digital one to transfer back and forth. So there could be decentralized holdings of gold throughout the planet, like nodes of gold, but then you have the ability to tokenize it and then trade that and transact that. And tokenizing gold, it's essentially Bitcoin. So something to think about. But as I saw this story about all the central banks buying more and more gold, and the fact it went back to 1974, they had the, I'm going to share it one more time because I think it's such an important part of the story. Today, central bank gold holdings are now at the highest level since 1974. That is a remarkable statement saying we're basically going back to the gold standard, how things were 50 years ago. This petrodollar thing, it didn't work out. We're hitting a reset button, not the great reset, but we're hitting a reset button on this financial system, getting a real one that's going to be backed by gold, precious metals, probably have a revaluation as well of assets, and just call a do-over. It's like this, well, you can't say the 70s and 80s and 90s didn't happen, but financially speaking, that experiment didn't work out. We're going to go back to a gold-backed, metal-backed system, and it might be gold, silver, copper, Bitcoin, maybe a bucket of these assets, and that will be our new baseline. So until we figure that system out, the central banks are doing this, I guess, the wisest thing to be conservative and going to get that gold and holding it themselves. As we tell everybody, self-custody, and then when in doubt, digital gold. So hold your own Bitcoin, not your keys, not your coins. Know how to do it. Go to LitecoinLeader.com. Partway down the site, there's a video that tells you about using a smartphone. Just get an older smartphone, and it's not hard to do. It's cheaper even than the new ledger that they're launching right now, and that's not even available for 4 months. It's for a cheap smartphone, or a smartphone that you're replacing for Christmas. Keep it, use it as a wallet. It works out. A lot of people like the idea. I really recommend it a lot. Of course, there's other options out there as well, but the important thing is get your keys off the exchanges, get them in your own possession, control your wealth, be your own bank, do it safely, do it wisely, just like the central banks are doing. So, lots said today. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to, let's hear your thoughts. I read every comment. Looking forward to your feedback. And if you have context on Turkey, I'd love to hear that too. But with all that said, I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, say follow leader one more time. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.